Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, Miranda, and today we visit another World War II site. This time we're supposed to find bunkers, the base of turrets that have been left there, forgotten, and it is the last stop for this World War II Army Air Base. I am so excited to start going, so excited that we're just going to dive right in right now. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I've been so excited to do these past 3 trails, so let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so we made it here to the Wild Turkey Strand. It's a nice paved board, walkway right now, so it's ADA approved, which is always nice to see. Sometimes here, you know, we just have grass and roots to go through, but here we're actually supposed to be able to see bunkers and little other buildings from where they would practice, not practice, but like train for World War II down here in Fort Myers. Now this and a bunch of other areas was part of the Army Air Base. So last week's video, so if you remember 2 weeks ago, we went to the 6 Mile Cypress North, and that had the railroad supply. Unfortunately it wasn't a railroad anymore, but it had the supply line to go from, I don't remember the name of the base, I'll put it right here when I look it back up. But it would take it from there to the air base, and then last week we went to Buckingham Preserve, where they had the shooting ranges, the jeep tracks, and we actually walked along one of the jeep tracks. And now here, there's supposed to be an munitions building, along with just a preserve, and airplanes flying above us. But now we're just gonna walk the trail and see what we can find, and see how much more history from World War II we can get our hands on. First glance is it's pine flatwoods behind us, but then in front of us there's cypress trees. Typical Florida, really, you know. But yeah, there's this nice boardwalk and paved path, which is nice compared to the last two where it was that basically quicksand feeling. Not really quicksand, but it was sandy, and the sand is rough to walk in. But let's go and see what we can find. I don't know if you can see it, but I've been trying to get in the sky. There's just birds flying around everywhere. But since they're flying around everywhere, it's a little hard to get. But I did get this pretty large bird flying, which was kind of cool. So the ADA trail part only lasts about 1/7 of a mile or so. So we're on old cut up grass, which isn't bad. It's not that hard to walk through. Don't find myself tripping over it, so that's always nice. It is kind of beautiful out today, so that's a plus. we're back onto the ADA trail part. So like half of it is ADA and half of it isn't ADA. And then the half that's not ADA, is actually, when it's rainy season, it's gonna get flooded. I was walking through it and we got a little bit of rain the other night and it's still a little bit wet, so it's kind of interesting. But there's a nice little breeze going through. There's an airport nearby. You can see the planes taking off. It's kind of cool. It's kind of noisy though. Still kind of interesting. I'm actually walking backwards so the sun hits my face. It's interesting. I wonder what it would be like if I just walked the whole trail backwards, using like the camera as like my rear view mirror. I can't do it no more. Okay, enough playing around. Let's get on with the hike. So we got a fence. We didn't have a fence like that at all, so maybe we're getting close to one of the military things, guys. Now there's supposed to be a munitions building and a spot for like where they had turrets. Guys, bada bing, bada boom. 3 trails later. Three trails later, or I guess it'd be 2 trails later, 20,000 plus steps, and we found the munitions building. Oh. Okay, so I kind of thought, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it'd be a little bit bigger. It's not too big. I mean, it's probably the size of like an outhouse. It's not that bad. Like, I really thought it'd be bigger, but okay. So give me a couple of minutes, collect myself, and we'll talk a little bit more about this building. I just want to like, oh my goodness. Now this is what I enjoy about hiking. Like, you know, we talked about it a couple videos ago. There's not too much like historical stuff around us. So, you know, they say downtown is historic and the Croatian State Park is historic, but I mean they make, it's blown up, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like a true hidden gem. We had to travel. Like, we went to 6 Mile Cypress North, and we got the supply line, and then we went to Buckingham Preserve, and we saw the Jeep tracks where they did the moving target practice, and now we got the munitions building, and then, which means that we're probably close to the turrets. Oh my goodness. I can't stop smiling. I'm so happy. This is amazing. You know, when I started this journey of finding out about this old Army air base, it was like the coolest thing, and then it was filled with letdowns, and I was like, oh no. Oh my god, guys. There's a second one. Oh, the buildup of suspense has been so worth. Oh my goodness. There's another one. Let's go do a walk around this one, and then we'll read about it real quick. Oh. a piece of World War II history. I mean, nothing. Like, guys, we have gone through 2 other shows. Nothing is left behind from this airbase except for these 2 munitions buildings. One here, we were just here. Another here. So there's, let me get some light on my face. So there's no history of what these really were for. So they're thinking it's for storage, or they propped it up. Another reason they think it's for storage is it's elevated. So, because we were walking through and I was like, oh wow, there's cypress and there's pine. And you know, the ground is still kind of wet from when it rained not that long ago. So during rainy season, it probably floods. It probably floods bad. So they put these up on mounds so stuff wouldn't get wet. And then it makes sense. This road connects to a road called Gunnery Road. I never really knew why. I just thought it was a random name, you know. People come up with random names all the time. But Gunnery Road. And then you have it was a gunnery school, so that makes so much sense. Solid concrete poured, it says. Oh my goodness. So that means there's one more thing we need to try to find before we leave today. There used to be a spot for a turret. So let's see if we can find that before we end out today. Oh my goodness. 2 of them? I wasn't expecting coming around the corner. I wasn't expecting coming around the corner and seeing the second one right there. That's so cool. Yes. So you just saw kind of like my point of view of when I was walking down the trail. Now I glanced out of the corner of my eye and I saw these. And we'll get to this in a second. Oh my gosh. There's one there. And then you come over here. Now, from what I read, is these held turrets for practice. I don't know 100% what it was. Well, I mean, it makes a good pond now. But, you know, before we leave here today, I actually want to sit down. Probably in my... What's this? I actually want to sit down, probably in my car. There's like no shade here, so it's pretty hot. And do a little bit more research, because the things I saw online really didn't give too much details of what, I mean, these were. It was for turrets from what I read. So maybe we can get some more information. Oh my gosh. And a little bit more information about the mutations buildings. The large concrete fixtures to your right are discarded gun turret bases, some of 6 discovered in the area. Protruding from the top of each base are bolts that most likely serve to attach the turret. The protective rotating gun mount. The turret bases appear to have been randomly dropped alongside an old limestone road, barely visible today beneath a layer of grass and soil. This road branched off a spur that connected to the main Gunnery Range Road. Look closely at the photograph though. Do you see the white dots? In early 1945, trainees used these fitted handheld turrets until the converted Jeep ranges for the B-26 program were operational. Guys, I'm pretty sure the Jeep ranges they were talking about was the ones over at Buckingham Preserve. Everything's just like starting to come together. I wish they would have done at Buckingham Preserve in 6 miles north like they did here. There's a lot more information. Military reports indicated that the area had been raised since 1958. Attempts to remove these heavy concrete structures were part of their cleanup efforts. These were left behind. Note that one of the bases remains level with the ground as if untouched. So I wonder if that's why there's nothing really as the last two areas we went to, is they did a huge cleanup to remove all the military from the area, and all this stuff, maybe brush grew up around it or was forgotten about or something. Wow, that makes... 4 large square-shaped pillars approximately 6 feet in length also were found in this area, strewn at the base of the large earthen mound. They lay about 200 feet down the trail to the left in the pond. They appear to have been made from a coarse concrete mixture that was poured into a mold. 6 bolts arranged in sets of 2 jut from one side of each pillar. Washers and nuts are still attached to the bolts. Can you guess how many of these pillars may have been used? Hold up. Is the lake or the pond they're talking about the one that we just passed by? Also, I'm curious as to why they decided to kind of clean up shop, take everything out of the base. Because I mean, we have military bases in Florida, obviously. We have an air base up in Tampa, and then we have a couple smaller like National Guards and Army Reserve stuff down here. But I'm really curious as to why they didn't just leave it here and kind of like continue on, or was it, I don't know. Wow. So that makes so much sense why we were, last week we were just talking about how, wow, we're walking down the Jeep trail of where they did the moving practice, and it's like, I can imagine myself like seeing the things like that. I'm like, where's this pond? So I wonder if that's why there's like no remnants of anything. There's no trail left behind the shooting range. There's no trail left behind. Are these the pillars that they were talking about? Right? I don't know if you can see it. But, that makes so much sense. And it's a shame that they went through and they kind of like just ripped it all apart. And I think it'd be kind of cool if somehow they can imagine if they could like rebuild it or something and use it that way. It's kind of like this is what happened in 1945. Let me walk backwards so the sun's lighting's better. I think that'd be so cool because I can't do that. I think it would be so cool if they could just kind of like show it, because I've lived here for 28 years and I just found out because of this YouTube channel that there was an Army Air Base here. Like, that's so cool. And to see these remnants is even more cool. And they didn't teach none of this in my American history class, I really think it'd be cool if they could just kind of like rebuild it up. Now there is a museum in Cape Coral that's all like old military history and stuff like that, so maybe I'll stop in and see if I can find some answers. But guys, let's finish on this trail. I think it's coming to the end. Oh, what? I was getting nervous. I was like, man, I watched this video and it showed the buildings, but I don't see the buildings. We're walking, I don't see the buildings. And after the last 2 of not seeing anything, I was kind of like, this wild goose chase. It's all it doesn't really exist anymore, I'm not gonna see it, and then it smacks me right in the face. So, with this trail wrapping up, what was kind of like your favorite part of the day? What was your favorite part of all of this, really? I don't know how I'm gonna edit these videos together that I've taken over the last 3 weeks. It'll probably be in different parts. I'm gonna try to maybe get some old footage, something, and mix it in together, so it's not like just upsetting that we don't see anything, we don't see anything, we don't see anything, and I drag you along for like 2 or 3 videos before we find something cool. So I'm gonna figure something out. But this has been well worth the 10s, the 20s, the 30,000 steps we've taken to find this Army Air Base. And it's a shame. I was telling my mom, it's such a shame that we've had so much history here and nothing to show for it, really. I mean, okay, we have the Croatian State Park and we have the mountain house that I want to go to for the close to Indians, but there's really nothing historic around here. Like, okay, downtown has some buildings, ooh, but nothing of this caliber. I'm so excited. Guys, I have to end this because I'm just gonna keep babbling on about how amazing it is. So, guys, please, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed whatever I did to put this series together, the heartache, the frustrations of not finding anything, you know, leave a like, leave a comment, and if you want to share a little bit of World War II history from a little place called Buckingham, share with your friends. Show them what we're into down here and what we're experiencing on this YouTube channel, because really, without this channel, I wouldn't have looked for this trail. I would have kept going on the trails I enjoy going on. I would have gone on, you know, the 4 Mile Cove. I love that trail. I just would have kept walking that. I would have never, ever found out that there was an old World War II Army Air Base, and I can't say enough. So thank you guys for kind of making me find this, and I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how I'm gonna top this video, but I'm gonna be on the lookout for another trail, and I hope you guys join me for that one. So without further ado, it's been me, Miranda. Hope you have a great day. See ya.